Hi, it's Kathleen from Bailey Academy. Mama of 5, homeschooling 3 of them, ages 9, 12, and almost 16. Today I'm participating in a collaboration with Davine from Calm in the Chaos Homeschool and Shauna from Homegrown Homeschool. And so if you don't know what that means, it means that after you watch my video, you look in the description box below and you'll find a link to their accounts, but also to the playlist. You click on the playlist and you'll see videos from other homeschool moms who want to talk about their family subject curriculum picks, which is our theme or topic for this collaboration. So please take a look at my video, like and subscribe if you like what you see, want to see more, and comments are always welcome too. And then check the playlist out at the end of the video so that you can see what everybody else has to say about their family curriculum picks. So our family subjects this coming year will be science, history, geography, music, French, art, and health. We do all those together. They do not all happen every day. I still haven't worked out the schedule, but I'm thinking something like science. I wrote it down somewhere, but I'm not sure where it is. The science, history, and I don't remember. I still haven't figured it out. I'm open to suggestion. I'm thinking science, history, and geography twice a week. This year we did French and music twice a week, but I found that I don't know what it's enough stuff to do for music, so I might do music once a week. Art I had twice a week. We just switched that, so it'll be art once a week, music once a week, and health is usually once a week, but I think we'll bump that up to twice a week so we can cover more ground. So I haven't figured it out there yet. Plus, I may do French every day. Now that my kids they're a rising 4th grader and rising 7th grader. I also have a rising 11th grader, but she doesn't do the same subjects as we do. She does her own classes for the most part. So since, they'd be doing French every day in grade school, in grade 4 and grade 7 anyway, I think I might bump us up to every day. Try and get a better education. So, I have 2 other videos that I'll link in the description to my science and history curriculum picks. Now that's kind of a misnomer because I don't pick curriculum and buy curriculum and then that's our picks. I make our own curriculum. So what I did, I'm just flipping my pages in my notebook here. I make a list of what I want to teach based on what they want to learn as well as what I think they should learn or what I don't feel they have enough of a knowledge in. And then I tailor it. So for example, I mentioned this in a science video, but I wrote down subjects that I would like to try to do, like weather, light, electricity, engineering, magnetism, speed / force / motion, or insects, environment of some kind, maybe some geology or communication, things like that. And then, so I'm going to pick and narrow it down to 10 of them because there's 10 months of the year. And what I do is I have a list of holidays, and by holidays I mean like the unusual holidays, like today is grilled cheese day. That's sort of, not today, but I mean one of those things. There's grilled cheese day, there's, read a book day, there's all those kinds of holidays. I have a list of those, and so if I can match anything up, I will. Like if there's, for example, a National Engineering Day or International Engineering Day, then I might do engineering that month, for example. So I match those up, plan each one based on that, or based on, like if I'm doing insects, I may do it in spring so we can go outside and look for insects. Things like that. So I plan that out, and then I start looking at, for all of these things, I'm not going to say it more than once, so for all these things, I look at teacherspayteachers.com and twinkle.ca, although there are other country versions to twinkle.com for the US. Either one you go to the bottom, there's twinkle.this, twinkle.that, twinkle.that for all the different countries. Well, not all the different countries, but a lot of the countries. And I love their resources, and I do, disclosure, I do work with them to help promote their stuff, but I approach them because I love Twinkle so much. So there's free resources. If you subscribe to their newsletter, you get a couple emails a month that have a link to download a premium resource for free. So you can just put stuff you like in your favorites, saved list, save for later list kind of thing. And then just when you get one of those, download it. But even if you do want to pay for the subscription, it's so cheap and the materials are so worth it. They're worksheet based, so if you're not a homeschooler who does worksheets, that's not going to help you. But if you do worksheets, then that will help you. So for history, we haven't done history yet before. We've been doing social studies, which is of course history and geography mixed together. But I'm going to do history and geography separately. So since my grade 7 is going to be in a higher grade, preparing for high school. So I made a list of the things that they typically in here in Ontario cover in grade 7. But I also made a list of things with my husband, who is a history buff, of stuff that we wanted to cover, and I'm going to match them up with holidays. So for example, we want to learn about Titanic. I already have resources for it, so I've been planning to do it anyway. And so in April is the anniversary of when the Titanic sunk, so in April we will do Titanic for that month. I also want to do a local history subject for the month, which I think is really important. I also want to do World War II, at least, possibly World War I. My son is interested in that. I want to include War of 1812 because that's something that's important to Canadian history. Underground Railroad, important to Canadian history. In fact, our specific local city was an opening for the Underground Railroad. So, and I have resources for that. And I mentioned all this in my history video, which again is linked below. So I made a big list of that. Now, what I haven't made a list of yet is things I want to cover for any ideas for music or art. I tend to do music and art 1 or 2 weeks at a time, like when I plan. Just find a cool project. I tried buying How to Teach Your Children Art, and I didn't like it. My kids are too old for it, and they already covered all that stuff. So I tend to just do an art project that I find online, or that I remember doing as a kid, or done before with my older kids have done, things like that. The music, I'm open to ideas for music. I've done lots of different things. And again, I don't buy a curriculum, so I'm talking about free or cheap, mostly free resources. We've done music appreciation, we've done orchestra, we've done playing keyboard. We actually, with my keyboard that I have, done all kinds of stuff. So I need ideas for that. And then health, I have a basic outline of things that I want to cover. So, for health, we're going to do something similar to what I did this year. I should always cover the same subjects and go more in depth. September, we did like an assessment of our exercise status. I'll share more in a future video. We did a bunch of things and measured them and wrote them down. I'm going to do them again at the end of the year. Also, like holidays, like Fire Safety Month is October, so we'll go over, just like we did this year, we'll go over fire safety. We also want to cover somewhere in the year personal safety, like what to do if somebody tries to grab you, stranger danger, nutrition, puberty, eye health, substance abuse and addiction, common illnesses, sun health, active participation, like why we should be active, healthy living, things like that. And since my, sorry, I'm out of breath. Took a break and went to somewhere and came back. Since my rising 7th grader is a rising 7th grader, I want to make sure to include some things, at least for him, that would be important for them to know. Like, we've already talked about how babies are made. They know that. And even a little bit about pregnancy. But I'm talking more like dangers of porn, or more about sexually transmitted illnesses, I think they're called now. Things like that. I want to make sure I cover that sort of stuff. And geography. So this year for social studies, we didn't even do any history. We did all geography, and we did around the world. So I want to make sure that's part of why I'm separating history and geography. For geography, we want to focus back on Canada, because I don't feel that they know enough about Canada, especially for my rising 7th grader, who should know all his provinces, territories, but also his capitals as far as I'm concerned. So we're going to go for Canada. So I'm looking for free and cheap, but mostly free resources for Canada. I have lots, but I'm always on the lookout for more. If you have book suggestions or even read aloud suggestions, I like to tie in my read alouds to what we're learning sometimes. Like right now, we're reading Song of the Whale, about a deaf girl who tries to help a whale who can't speak to other whales. And we were tying that into our health. We're learning about disabilities and health. So yeah. Did I cover all the film subjects? Well, French. So for French, I have, let me just grab a book here. For French, I decided to try something new. So we're using French Smart, Canadian curriculum, grade 4. And instead of grade 7, we're doing grade 6, because I felt that grade 7 was too advanced for where my grade 6 was at. And so these are pretty skinny. So it's clearly not the whole year or anything. We're going to use Duolingo as well. But it's a color color book. And it has things like, you know, match this word to this word, or fill in the blanks with the help of the pictures, conjugate the verbs, fill in the blanks, negatives, copy the words. It's more than just the little one that we used this year for the most part. Oh, sorry. This year we used, I don't have one near me, but it's a little book by Carson DeLosa, and French for, I think it's like, I can't remember what it is. Okay, so it's called French 1 Skill Builders by Carson DeLosa, grades K to 5. So we use the same book for both kids, but it's mostly just copy work. Here's how to spell, you know, La Porte. Write down La Porte. It has a picture, the door, then you know Porte is door. But there's a few other activities, but it's mostly just that. So we did that, or we're doing that, and we've done other free resources I found, or paid resources from Twinkle and Teachers Pay Teachers and other things like that. Listen to some French read alouds on Epic, things like that. But it's not enough for a grade 7. So I'm hoping this will be a little more in-depth, and with Duolingo will be a good pair. So now I think I'm done talking about my family picks, curriculum picks. So I'm always looking for new ideas, even though I don't generally buy curriculum. Sometimes I buy workbooks or things like, or find like free samples of, like this year we used free samples from IEW of Fix It Grammar. Just their 3, I think it is, weeks, 4 free weeks. We just use those up, and so that way I can, you know, and then if I like it well enough, then maybe I could try to buy it for the next year, but at least we can use the free resources. So if you have ideas of something there's samples of, or that I can try out, or free resources you know of, let me know. And when you're done watching this video, which I guess is now, if you could give it a like and a comment, that would make me so happy. And if you subscribe, you can see future videos, and then check the comments, both for links to more of my videos, but also to the playlist, so that you can see what other families have picked for their family subjects. And thank you again to Davine from Common the Chaos Homeschool and Shauna from Homegrown Homeschool for hosting this collab. Check their accounts out below. Thanks. Bye.